Good morning, guys. It's me, the Alpha Empath, and I just finished my morning meditation and wanted to share with you guys some insights that Spirit had given me about myself, about my life. And if you are a healer, these insights might pertain to you as well. So let me go over here and turn on the comments. Okay. So as I was contemplating my life, my physician, my doctor, I have a natural practitioner. And one of the things that my guru told me years ago, and I didn't fucking understand it, but he told me years ago, he said, Tiffany, people lie, numbers don't. Let me repeat that. People lie, but numbers don't. Now, listen, I come from the world of finance, and in the world of finance, it's all about numbers. And I know that that statement is true. I know if you are telling me one thing that you are saving and you are investing for your retirement, if the numbers don't fucking add up, I know that that ain't really your priority. But my guru put a different spin on it. He asked me something. Now, as I said, this was years ago. I didn't know what the fuck I was dealing with, okay? But he asked me something. He asked me for my spiritual life path number. And I didn't know what the fuck that was. I didn't know what that was. And he said, your spiritual life path number. He asked me for my date of birth. And I gave him my date of birth. And he said, well, that makes total sense to me, Tiffany. Your spiritual life path number is a number 7. You have a contract to be a spiritual teacher. Now, as I said, I didn't know what the fuck that meant. But numbers don't lie. You see, when you are a healer, me, myself, I was born into a family full of sickness. Not because God hated me, not because I was just so unfortunate and so lucky, but because I had signed a sacred contract with the universe to bring about healing. And the best way to bring about healing is to study disease. And my tutelage, my education in the arts of healing began in the family that I was born into. As I looked around and I saw all the sickness, I wanted to know how I could heal it. I became a people pleaser to see if that could help heal it. I have a comment here. I am a 7 also. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Honey, I don't know who the fuck you are, but you are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. And this message is for you. This is specifically for you and everybody that has the life path of a teacher or of a healer. Okay. So as I was stating, I was born into a family full of sickness. And I said, well, how do I heal this? Let me become a people pleaser. That makes so much motherfucking sense. It's Nia. Oh, okay. You know what, Nia? That makes sense because this morning, honey, I was thinking about you. This morning, I was thinking about you. So yes, this message is for you. As I was saying, I looked around and I said, okay, well, let me see how I can help my family. Let me become a people pleaser because they're saying if people do this, then people will be happy. That's what control freaks say. They say, if you do A, B, C, and D, then you will make me happy and I will not fuss. I will not be angry. So I did that. And then I learned that people pleasing is not the way to make people happy. Then I said, okay, let me conform my soul to what they say they need me to be. So I did that as well. Then I recognized that didn't heal them either. So if you are a people pleaser or if you're a person that conforms your soul to fit somebody else's agenda, just recognize it's never going to make them happy. So those 2 ways of me trying to heal did not work. My father, I am the daughter of a pastor. My father has been a pastor since I was 2 years of age, something like that. So for the majority of my life, I'm actually a 4th, maybe 5th generation. I don't know my bloodline, before 4 generations, but I'm a 4th generation pastor's kid. Ministry is in my blood. It's in my blood. So then I said, okay, here's the way that people are made happy. They engulf themselves in religion. Jesus is the way. Jesus is the way to make people happy. So I indulged in that. I indulged in that. And I thought that that would make me happy. I thought that it would make my father happy. And there were some aspects of it that I absolutely loved. But then I recognized that it brings about some happiness, but that complete and total happiness that I'm looking for is still evading me. This is not the prescription for the heaviness that's in people's souls. Then I said, okay, well, maybe what'll make people happy is finding their soulmate, finding their twin flame, finding the love of their life. So I engaged in marriage. Now, here is the thing that I find very particular that Spirit revealed to me. You see, when you have a sacred contract to be a healer and you don't recognize the call, you unknowingly love the call, but you don't recognize that you are in the call. So I ended up marrying my patient. See, his soul, there was something about his soul that it intrigued me. It interested me. There was something dark and heavy about it. And I could explore his soul. Like exploring this man's soul for me was like going to a foreign country and experiencing things that I had never experienced before. And I thought that this was love. I did. I am, yeah, y'all, I got to keep it real with you. I thought that this was love. I was just like a mad fucking scientist that was always experimenting. So I married my patient so I could have something that I could always practice my craft on. But that shit don't really work in marriage. It don't really work on marriage. And one of the reasons why he married me is because he wanted to marry a person that could heal. Here's the thing. I had a sacred contract with the universe. I didn't know it. But I had a sacred contract with the universe to not just be his own little personal healer, but I had a contract to leave a legacy and to help heal the whole collectiveness of the universe. So I could not just allow him to be my patient. So as I expanded myself and my sacred contract, and he started noticing that I was taking on other people's energy and that I was dealing with those energies and trying to find resolutions or trying to find prescriptions to heal those energies, he noticed that I wasn't putting all my energy towards him. He considered this to be cheating. He would ask me, well, why are you spending so much time talking on the phone with her? And I didn't understand what he was tripping on, because I'm like, these are just my fucking girlfriends. What is your problem? But energetically, he knew that I was spending energy on other people, and that energy was not going on to him. When you are a healer, don't confuse your love of your calling with your love with a man. If my ex-husband's soul had not been so heavy, if it had not been so mysterious, if it had not been so, for lack of a better word, dark, would I have married him? No, I would not have. And I know now that, in my following, in my group classes, I lead women, and I lead a particular kind of woman. Okay. I lead masculine women that on the inside are all feminine. They're like Twinkies. They kind of like present a hard exterior, but on the inside, they some fucking crybabies. That's what the fuck they are. They really are. And I love those kind of women because I lead women like me. But in my personal coaching business, the majority of my clients are not women. They are men. My one-on-one clients, they are men. And Spirit revealed to me, look at the men that you are attracting into your personal coaching business. And I said, well, I'll be goddamn. It's the same fucking energy. It is the same motherfucking energy, you guys. It is ambitious men that are workaholics, that love their mamas, but had issues with her trying to emasculate them. It is the same motherfucking man. So now, since I personally coach them and I'm getting to explore their soul and open doors and pathways to their soul that have never opened before, I recognize that I cannot marry that kind of energy. It cannot be in my life. 6 days shall I work. But when I get home, that is my place of rest. That is my place of eternal resurrection. I don't want to work when I enter into my Shabbat, which is my Sabbath. And my Sabbath represents my home life. It represents my temple. That is what it represents. Ladies, let me say it again. If you are a healer, you cannot marry your patient. You cannot do it. You have to have peace in your temple because your work requires that you deal with everybody else's soul, and you cannot bring the attachments, the dark energy of their souls into your temple. It's gonna fuck you up and defile your temple and make once your temple is dirty, it's going to fuck with your ability to heal other people. See, a lot of healers, and this is another thing with my life path. I know y'all ain't gonna like this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it any goddamn way. A lot of people with the life path number 7 choose not to get married. They choose not to get married. Now I know. Look, I want everybody to have love. Let me see what somebody else said here. Don't sleep with them either. You know what? This is Miss Artisha McGee. Artisha, yes, please stop sleeping with your patients. Listen, ladies, if you are a healer, you cannot allow a man to come in. You get what I'm saying? You cannot allow a man to enter into your temple if he has not first washed himself. And when I say washed himself, think about the Temple of Solomon. Now, I study a lot of religious books, but what I have found is that universal law and universal pattern is the same. It is consistent no matter what fucking book you go to. It just really is consistent. And listen, when it came to the Temple of Shlomo or Solomon, that was his name. I was using his Hebraic name. But when it comes to the Temple of Solomon, you had to first wash yourself. You had to wash yourself. Well, you had to make a sacrifice first. You had to make a sacrifice. So you leave something on the altar. You make a sacrifice. And then after your sacrifice is made, then you go into the emotional realm and you wash yourself. You cleanse yourself. You have to do these things before you enter into the Holy of Holies. And a lot of you healers are allowing people to enter into the Holy of Holies and they fucking defiled. And you wonder why your coaching business is all fucked up. It's because you're fucking the wrong people. I said what I said. Let's go back to these comments. I think you can have a relationship with a patient that is on a real road to heal. Nobody should be your patient forever. Just like taking meds, we have to learn to only take what we need. I agree with you. But you're saying, what are you saying? I think you can have a personal relationship. Everything in life is a relationship. It really, really is. Everything in life is a relationship. What I have found, now this doesn't have to be for you, but I can't fuck my clients. And when I say clients, I just mean my spiritual patients. I have to have a place of rest. I have to have a place of peace. And if you bring sickness into my temple, it is no longer peaceful for me. So if you are talking about having a relationship with your spiritual client and they are defiling your temple, I disagree with you. But I don't know what your life path is. One size does not fit all. I'm only talking about people that are called to the art of healing. Those are the only people I'm talking about. Okay. Then we have another user here. These videos make my day. You know what? I don't know who you are, but I love you, whoever you are. I absolutely love you. I attract patients. My life path number is a 7. Well, Miss Inez Lola Johnson, that makes perfect sense to me. So here's another thing for you. In your romantic life, you could be confusing romantic love with your love of your calling. So Inez, if you are attracting a same kind of man, you might need to recognize, is this the kind of energy that I am called to help heal? Instead of, is this the kind of energy that I'm called to fuck or that I'm called to marry? You better recognize the difference. Listen, you got to know what it takes as a healer to maintain and cultivate your peace. This is imperative for you. It's imperative for you. Now, let's say somebody else says something. I know my cousin is a licensed clinical therapist, and while in his internship, he met a patient and he married her. They had 3 children. He stopped working on his degree so she could get her PA degree, and she left him for a doctor and took the kids. Well, goddamn. Last year, his oldest son committed suicide. I've never seen these relationships end well. I don't know who this is. But God damn, my heart goes out to your cousin. Now, I've never seen those relationships end well either. But what I will say is this: those relationships, when a healer marries their patient, they enter into what I consider to be a karmic relationship. It's like the healer taking their final exam. And the healer has to learn what is the difference between me choosing a person that loves me, that is complementary to me, and me choosing to love a person because they are called to me because of the love of my work. A healer has to know the difference. And it took me years to learn the difference. Listen, all the men that I coach, I'll be honest with you, I have a love for each and every single one of them. There is something about a ambitious workaholic man that works his ass off and then comes home and then he chooses not to do nothing. I'm like, oh shit. And maybe why that's so attractive to me is because I'm the feminine version of that. I spend the majority of my energy helping people to heal. So when I come home, I don't want no man laying up in my bed and I got to help heal him. That's just me. I love helping to heal the people that are called to heal. That's what I like doing. So if you are a healer, what might work better for you? Is to get something that I like to call a divine union. That I am more interested in a divine union, which means somebody that has a sacred calling that is similar to mine. And they understand that they have to keep their shit together. They have to keep their peace, and they know how to maintain their peace. And then if we decide to get together, that when we come to our home, we understand that we have to leave the outside energy on the outside. And when we come home, we rest. That's what I need in my life. I hope that this is making sense to you guys. Let's go back over here to some more of the comments. Hi, Sylvester. You know what? I should have known that intellectual response was from you. I should have just felt your fucking energy. Sylvester, I really wish your name was on these comments. So, Emily Gatan, absolutely. Oh, so hi, Emily. Good morning. Rochelle Walker, my life path is an 8. I think I married one. It was rocky first 8 years. Listen to this, Emily. Look at these numbers here. Remember what my guru taught me? Numbers never fucking lie. They never lie here. So I'm looking at this 8. This 8 is kind of consistent for you. What I advise you to do is go and look up what the spiritual frequency or the spiritual meaning of the number 8. That's what I would advise you to do. You can find the meanings of numbers because spirit guides, ancestors, angels, whatever the fuck you want to call them, communicate to me via numbers. My ancestors, whatever, I don't know what you want to call it, but when they want to speak to me, I see repeating numerical patterns all the time. So I think it's called angel numbers. And a woman by the name of Joanne, I don't remember her last name, but it's called Sacred Numbers, I believe. You might want to look up that website. In fact, let me look for it right now for you. It's called Joanne's Sacred Scribes Angel Numbers. That's what it's called. So you might want to look up the life path number 8 just to figure out what that means. Okay. Let's see what the next comments say. Okay. Sarah. Oh, you know what, Sarah? I love you too. I don't even know you, honey. I don't even know you, but I absolutely love you too. Love you too. Okay, so we have another comment here. I'm talking about the fact that your patient should heal at some point. Yes, whoever wrote this, and I'm thinking that Sylvester wrote this as well. Yes, your patient should heal. I am not a believer in Western medicine. You just keep going over the same thing over and over and over again and it never healing. No, that's not really healing. That's actually that's stagnation, if you ask me. That's stagnation. If my clients keep coming back to me over and over again and there is no growth, there is no evolution, that is not healing at all. At all. Now, listen, there are two reasons why a person doesn't heal. Okay. Well, there's actually more than that, but I'm just going to tell you two. One is that person ain't ready to fucking heal, because in order to heal, you have to be open to healing. Or number two, they have not they're not in the presence of a person that is speaking universal truth to help them heal. That is what I have found to be true. That is what I have found to be true. Now, even in my physical body, I tend to like spiritual healing as far as my physical body as well. Listen, if you are a life path number 7, your medicine needs to be energetic, not only physical. Go ahead and take your pills or whatever your doctor prescribed for you, but you better understand as a healer that all disease comes from a spiritual root. So while you're looking at the outside, you better go ahead and figure out what's going on the inside. You better figure that out. Have you created a place of rest for yourself? Have you done that for yourself? You are not going to be a great healer unless you do that. Think about, okay, so we have these bodies. These are our little meat suits or whatever you want to call them. But inside of these bodies, we are pure light. We are spiritual beings. That's what we are. And this light is, think about the body being like a triangle, okay? And this light goes through this glass, this triangle glass, and out on the other end reflects all these colors, this kaleidoscope of colors. That's how a healer's soul is. So if a person needs the healing energy of green, which represents the heart chakra, then the healer can do that. If the healer in this kaleidoscope of colors has red, that represents the root chakra, all these different colors. However, if the prism, the place of rest, the body is dirty, if it's dirty because you have allowed energies to come in and defile your temple, then you are not going to be able to reflect the proper colors and your clients are not going to be able to heal. And if you are fucking or you are married to a person that is not energetically and vibrationally aligned with you, your fucking prism is fucking dirty and you need to sit your ass down, clean your shit up, close your shit all together, fast and pray until you get that shit cleaned. That's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. Now let's go down here and look at some more of these comments here, because I gotta go to work at 9:00. I have clients at 9. So Rochelle says she will look into it. I want you to do that, Rochelle. What Tanisha, my Scorpio. Okay, so Tanisha's on here. I don't know who this is either. I think that this is Sylvester as well. The Angel Number website is amazing. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I have it saved on my phone. Let me tell you something. I kid you not. For years, I think when was it? 2006? I want to say 2006, I started seeing repeating numbers. And at first, I just thought it was a fluke. It was a coincidence. But I started seeing 1111 everywhere I went. If I went to the grocery store, they gave me back change, and the change was 1111. And then I would get in my car, and then 3 license plates would line up in front of me, and the license plates would all be 1111, 1111, 1111. I'm thinking, oh shit, what the fuck is going on? And then I would wake up in the middle of the night. I would look at the clock, and it would say 1:11 a.m. And I'd be like, God damn, what is going on? What I didn't recognize at that time is that Spirit was saying, it's time for you to wake up. Oh, this is another one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, yes, honey. I used to see that number as well. I started seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 in the year 2012. I saw it consistently every time, everywhere I went. What that number represents to me now is that I am on a spiritual journey. It's like, okay, we're going to teach you step by step, line upon line, precept upon precept. So whoever this is that's seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, baby, you have entered into a journey. That's what you have entered into. And listen, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. But your life is going to transform. That is what's going to happen to you. Your life is going to transform, and you are not going to be the same person about time it's said and done. You are in a period of transformation. You are the caterpillar that's entering into the cocoon and about to become a butterfly. But remember, in order to become a butterfly, the fat has to get out your motherfucking body. And when I say fat, that's the sacrifice. All the things that are no longer vibrationally aligned with you are going to have to get out your system, and you're going to have to become a new creature. That's what's going to have to happen for you. That's Sylvester that's saying 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. In 2012, that's when you start seeing it too. That's when you guys start seeing it too. So listen, you guys, I have to start work. I start work at 9 a.m. I have a client that's waiting for me. But if you are a healer, or if you are called to the healing practices, let me say this again. Don't confuse your attraction, especially if you're a woman, Don't confuse your attraction or your love for your patients as a great or a suitable mate for you. Don't do that. Don't marry them. Don't do it. Don't fuck them. Don't do it. You need, if you're choosing to get married, you have to have a divine union, which means two people that are yoked up in spiritual purpose, and they are walking together, but it is the purpose that binds them together. And yes, there will be love in that, but it is purpose that binds you with them. Okay. If you don't get a divine union or a divine partner, then I'll ask you to consider a lifetime partner, a person that you can come home to and just rest and relax with. They might be completely different than you. They may not have the same spiritual path as you, but they will be supportive in your spiritual work. Okay. So remember those things. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow morning at 8:30. Love you, and bye-bye.